The human condition, human nature, literature, and how it all connects. The human condition has been a topic of discussion in English class for all of this year. Because the human condition is such an intimidating and formidable title, I thought learning about it and understanding it would be incredibly difficult. It was, but that is because I was overcomplicating the entirety of it. The human condition is actually incredibly simple. All it is the condition of being human, aka what makes us human. It encompasses all of the experiences of being human and living human lives. Since we are mortal, there are a series of biologically determined events which are bound to happen no matter what. The ongoing way in which humans react to or cope with these experiences is the human condition. However, understanding the precise nature and scope of what is meant by the human condition is a philosophical question. This is what stumped me about the topic. I thought there had to be something more than what we were initially learning, and there is, but that portion of the topic is more in the range of a university level of learning rather than grade 12, so I began to accept the more dumbed-down version. Basically, the surface of the subject revolves around two types of experiences. The first type would be events referring to unavoidable stages in the development, and the second referring to events that are common to most human lives, but not inevitable. The first type includes prenatal existence, birth, infancy, early childhood, middle childhood, late childhood, adolescence, young adult, adulthood, middle age, old age, aging, and death. The second type is more broad. Many different experiences and events that make up the first type more interesting and our lives more entertaining in general fit into this category. Examples are love, sex, reproduction, fear, and anger. Be that as it may, the human condition can also enclose human nature. Human nature is the concept that there is a set of characteristics including ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving that all human beings have in common. One aspect of this is questioning our own existence and the meaning behind it. There are four philosophical views about our purpose: materialism, philosophical naturalism, teleology, and nihilism. Materialism and philosophical naturalism say that there is no external purpose to human life. Advocates of this view often adopt the philosophy of secular humanism. Teleology is about how there is inherent purpose to human existence. This purpose may arise from the inherent nature of humanity itself, from mankind's relationship to the divine, or from both. Nihilism argues that existence is without objective meaning, purpose, or intense value. Ultimately, the human condition and human nature connect to literature, and frankly, they are present in all forms in some way, shape, or form. However, there are only some literary pieces that use the human condition as a recurring thematic idea. Some of the literary pieces we studied in English class are Hamlet, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, A Doll's House, The Shawshank Redemption, and if our literature to movie assignment could be included, The Scarlet Letter was a piece of literature that was studied as well. Each of these pieces used the human condition as a theme. For instance, Hamlet used depression, betrayal, appearance versus reality, anger, bitterness, and death. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King incorporated determination, despair, courage, hope, the feeling of triumph, happiness, internal mental scarring, and loss. A Doll's House questions true love and relationships, appearance versus reality, death, anger, bitterness, emancipation of the individual, injustice of rigid social laws, courage, and many others. The Shawshank Redemption encompasses the burden of isolation and imprisonment, the power of hope, corruption, and crime, and the effect that time has on our lives, how it can be skewed compared to other people's perception of it. Finally, The Scarlet Letter contains sin, knowledge, the more complex aspects of the human condition, the nature of evil, identity, and society. All in all, the human condition is as complex as I originally thought, but in spite of that, the more simplistic interpretation of it is not all that hard to understand. The human condition holds everything that comes from our brains. It is ultimately some of our biological makeup and our psychology as a species.